Don't touch the tips.
Yep, all of this is going on YouTube. Alright, welcome back to NewZeroland, and welcome back to the racetrack. We're here at Manfeild in Feilding, New Zealand. Super fun track, really tiny, but a lot of fun. I'm back on the Ribelle. This bike is feeling so good today, but it's freezing. I don't know if you can see on the dash, my battery is blue because it's cold. Actually, there was ice on my bike this morning. I'm gonna take it slow, do a few laps first, warm up the tires, warm up the battery, and then eventually the battery will turn green. Battery temp is probably a good gauge too, because if the battery is too cold, then my tires are definitely too cold. So, oh, somebody's off already, jeez. Oh, that was the leader. Ouch. What is that? Jixer? That looked painful. That's why you go slow, guys. Go slow on the first lap. That was an interesting start of the day. That was the first of a lot of crashes, and I'll get to that later. I said in my last video that I was unveiling a new bike, and there's a reason for that. We've been to this track a lot over the past few years on a bunch of different bikes, but we're totally obsessed now. There's something about these Ribelles and the way they handle and the power. It's so addictive. We want to do this every weekend, and the coolest part about Trackdays is every time we go, we learn a little bit more about the bikes and get a little bit better at riding them. The track has become our happy place. Boogers. Hey, yeah, well, nice. What does this mean? Somebody on the internet is gonna say, oh, you need to adjust your tire pressure, or you need to adjust your suspension, or you need to just ride faster. I don't know what it means. So somebody's gonna comment. Please leave a comment. Tell us what to do. Thank you.
Boogers, what's that?
What do boogers mean? These events are also fun because we're surrounded by other like-minded speed freaks who are here for the same reason. Everybody just wanted to go fast, and nobody seemed to care that it was like 2 degrees outside. Freezing!
Winter comes, and it's getting cold out.
So the idea of buying a motorcycle from a company that builds race bikes is that you can take the bike racing. But the reality of this is complicated. Moto E races are only 15 minutes long, and that's not because they totally drain the battery in 15 minutes. They still have plenty of range left. They stop after 15 minutes because as the battery percentage drops, so does the voltage, and at a certain point the bikes aren't making full power anymore. This presents new challenges at Trackdays when you want to do like 6 of those 15-minute sessions. I know I'm not riding anywhere near Moto E pace, but after the first session I was already down to 80%, and all I could do was plug into the same low power socket everybody else had their tire warmers plugged into and hope it didn't trip. I tripped the outlet. What is this? I'm plugged in, but a whole bunch of other people are plugged into the tire warmers. Crap. By the time the next session started, I wasn't back to 100%. So I was going out there with less power, less battery power, and also less horsepower. Okay, I'm pinning it. It's not going anywhere. Come on, man. So this isn't ideal, especially when I'm used to having more power than anybody else to make up for my lack of skill in the corners. The solution to this, as I've said before, is to DC fast charge in between sessions. Up north there's a racetrack called Hampton Downs that has a free DC charging station in the parking lot, or car park. I charged my old Energica there once. So at that track, this whole power loss thing would be a non-issue. You could do your runs, ride straight to the charging station, top up in like 10 minutes, and you'd be ready to go again. But down here, the charging situation is pretty rough. Is it even charging? I might have to start over. Plug in again. I tripped the outlet again. There is a charging station in town 6 minutes away, so we rode there at lunch to recharge faster. We thought about riding straight there after every session, but that ended up not being realistic because we'd have to put our mirrors back on and take the tape off our lights. It also means the option to use tire warmers is out the window. So each session would still require a few laps to warm them up, and that's a few laps of wasted battery. 22 kilowatts. We'll top up in 5 minutes, easy. Oh hey, it's Steve. Small world.
Dinosaur fueled.
Oh yeah,
That's a gas guzzling sack of snot now.
The-
That's only 3-star rating.
Oh, really?
Means it's basically one of the most uneconomical vehicles you could ever buy.
The mighty Yaris.
Yeah.
Oh.
It went from 3.5 to 3.
Oh.
They downgraded it because of people like you.
Time to upgrade, man.
People like you.
Suggest finest.
I know.
So I let my buddy Steve ride the Ribelle, and I'm gonna get his thoughts when he comes back. I'm excited. Jen's charging up right now, so I'm just waiting for her anyway. These stations, if there's only one of them, even though there's 2 plugs, 2 cables, you can only charge 1 vehicle at a time, unfortunately. So it's just how it is. We gotta find a location with 2 stations to really do road trips together. We found a few though, and I'm mapping out a route for our next road trip. So see how it goes.
You know, that's seriously cool. That's way better than the
with half the power.
Ego. If that's restricted, that's pretty redonkulous.
That's super restrictive, yeah.
Wow, it's almost too much.
Nah, man, that's
It
great.
feels like you could almost whiskey throttle it, eh?
Yeah. Well, that's
If you went too much, you'd just...
yeah, and that's traction control level 4. So if I turn that down, it will wheelie for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah.
No, I want to let it wheelie. You know, that's seriously cool. Thank you for that.
Yeah, no problem.
You know, that's
Glad you liked it.
better again.
Nice.
You know, that's amazing. Shut up and take my money.
I'm just going to just take it easy on the straights because these high-speed flybys that I've been doing have been killing my range like crazy. And I also noticed that I haven't been getting full power. Like, I get up to 100 k's an hour and pin it, and there's like a limiter that just says no, we're not giving you full power anymore. So I don't know if it's because I have 59% battery right now and it just limits it as the battery drains, or if the traction control is kicking in and it's just like, hey, it's too cold, not enough traction. I don't know what the deal is, but I'm not getting full power, so I'm just going to concentrate on the leading and see if I can get better at riding. I guess that's my goal every day. So fast! Oh, so fast! I've come to realize that I have no idea what I'm doing, and I'm not skilled enough to ride this bike the way it was meant to be ridden. I need way more practice, and that's what these track days are for. But although I love my Energica, I don't feel like this is the bike to practice on, especially with all the crashes. So many people went down, like almost every session somebody either low-sided or went off the track. I don't have footage of this, but at one point someone crashed into another bike, and it started to mess with my head. I could feel myself holding back. Obviously nobody wants to crash, but being afraid to crash creates this mental wall that blocks you from pushing yourself, and that stops you from getting to the next level and becoming a better rider. I think how expensive and fancy the bikes are, the cost of replacement parts if I need them, and really how much we love these bikes, just got me wondering if it was worth it. I mean, we aren't sponsored racers with a whole team behind us and spares waiting for us in the pits. This is low budget track day fun with our personal bikes. And we've become really attached to these bikes. Crashing them would be sad. Oh, you fast! Well, that's fun. So I had a chat with Jen, and we decided the best way to go was to get another bike, just for track days. A track bike. This way we won't wreck our Energicas, and we can save these for going on fun road trips. Kind of like how Blue Origin wants to send people to another planet to save this one. Does that analogy work? Anyway, we needed something we wouldn't mind thrashing around at a track and potentially crashing, and you know, something cheap, something easy to find parts for, and something we just don't really care about. So we got a gas bike. Jen found this Yamaha R3 track bike already set up for it with race fairings, the seat pad, keyless everything, rear sets, for the equivalent of $3,000 US. So it's perfect. So am I going to start posting videos with this thing? Probably not. I don't know yet. If you guys want to see videos, let me know. It's totally not what I thought we'd buy after going electric all these years, and I'm not excited about buying gas for it and shifting gears and all that stuff, but it felt like the right move to take a step back and actually learn how to ride, so that once I get back on the Energica, I can actually show what the bike is capable of, because I'll be a capable rider, if that makes sense. I don't know. It makes sense in my head. And then maybe by that time the track will have a better charging setup so that it'll be easier and more feasible to race with electric bikes. This decision wasn't about YouTube or promoting electric motorcycles. It was 100% just our own personal goals to get better at riding, and my personal goal of dragging my knee before I'm too old to ride. And who knows, this bike might actually help me do that for once in my life. You know, if I'm not afraid of crashing it, then I might be able to get past that wall and actually do it. We'll see. I guess I'm sharing this because there's going to be less track day videos with the Energica, but I'm still going to do motorsport events like the sprints, the quarter-mile drag racing, and the cliffhanger hill climb next year. You know, if I get good enough riding the Yamaha, then I'll get back on this bike and attack the mountain again. We'll see. But mostly we're just going to focus on road trips. So like I said back at the charging station earlier in this video, we have a whole road trip planned. There's going to be a whole video series. So last time we went to the South Island, went all the way to the bottom. This time it's going to be the North Island. So we'll go all the way up to the top and do a big loop, and it's going to be awesome. And then next week, I'm going to finally start the car conversion, the Energy car, with this guy right here. It's just sitting there in pieces that haven't even started yet, really. So next week though, finally have time. It's going to be awesome. Anyway, this video is all over the place, so I'm just going to say goodbye. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.